A very good morning to all the students. This is Veena teacher. Let us quickly recapitulate what we saw in previous module. In the previous module, we saw every MacLeod and McCarthy's experiment, Hershey and Chase experiment, and also we saw the structure of the DNA. In this module, we're going to start with RNA and we're going to start with the types of RNA. Children, if you can recall, in standard 11 we studied the structure of RNA, and also we studied the difference between the structure of DNA and RNA. I would like all of you to just go through that part once again from your standard 11 textbooks. Now, without wasting much time, let us now discuss about the structure of mRNA or messenger RNA. So mRNA, it stands for messenger RNA. The mRNA is a single-stranded structure that carries the messages from the DNA in the nucleus to the ribosomes in the cytosol or in the cytoplasm, so that it can be used to make proteins. So whatever information that is present in the DNA, this is DNA, these are the two strands of the DNA. The same information, that is the nitrogenous base sequence, is copied onto the mRNA. So you can see that there is a complementary base pairing that is present between this strand of the DNA and this mRNA. So this strand of the DNA on which the mRNA is synthesized, this strand is known as coding strand and this strand is known as non-coding strand. So here you can see that there is a complementary base pairing present here. So this particular RNA which is having the sequence same as the coding strand of the DNA is called mRNA. So this strand, mRNA strand, is very important because the information that is coming from the DNA, it is there inside the nucleus, it will move to the cytoplasm, and this strand will be useful in making the proteins in the process of translation. That we are going to see in some other class. So the mRNA receives the genetic information from the DNA by transcription and translates the coded information into proteins. So that is the function of mRNA. So here you can see in this the structure of eukaryotic and prokaryotic mRNA. This is your prokaryotic mRNA and this is eukaryotic mRNA. mRNA structure, it has these various parts present. First is a cap of methylated guanine. So a long methylated guanine is present here, and there is one codon sequence here. That codon sequence AUG is called initiation codon, and here this is the coding region, and this particular coding region contains the details of the amino acids which make up a protein. It also has the termination codon and poly-A tail, and it also has the non-coding region. So these are the various parts which are present in the structure of mRNA. Now the next RNA that we're going to see is ribosomal RNA or rRNA. So it is the structural component of the ribosomes, rRNA. 80% of the RNA is ribosomal RNA, and it is formed from the structural component of ribosome, and it helps in transcription as well as in translation. Next is a tRNA or transfer RNA. This is a very important RNA. The structure of the tRNA, this particular model is called clover leaf model. So this is a very important diagram, a clover leaf model which was given by Holly. Now here in this clover leaf model, you can see that tRNA molecule has got different arms. You can see 4 arms present here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 arms are present here. The first arm is called amino acid attachment site or attachment arm, or this is the arm I am talking about here. Okay, now here whatever amino acids are there, these amino acids are accepted from that particular end. Next is a DHU arm. So here next is anticodon arm. Here you can see here anticodon arm, that is, it is a 3 base sequence called anticodon that helps in recognition of the codon for its specific amino acid on the mRNA during protein synthesis. And also TYC arm, there is one more arm that is present here. So this particular tRNA molecule, transfer RNA molecule, it participates in the translation part of protein synthesis. There are 2 other RNAs which are mentioned in your syllabus. One is snRNA, second one is hnRNA. snRNA also stands for small nuclear RNA. It is found in eukaryotic cells, and the function of snRNA is it is needed in the splicing of pre-messenger RNA. So when the RNA is newly formed from the DNA, this RNA contains many segments which are not required for the process of protein synthesis. So those particular regions which are not required are cut. This particular step is done by snRNA. Next is hnRNA, or also known as heterogeneous RNA. It is also found only in eukaryotic cells, and it is formed from the DNA. It contains a coding region and non-coding region, and they also process and form mRNA molecule. So this is about the RNAs. Let us just summarize what we have seen in today's class. In today's class, we have seen various types of RNAs: messenger RNA, transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA, snRNA, and hnRNA. Children, this particular class will end this chapter. There are lots of other things in this chapter like transcription, genetic code, and translation. These things we're going to study in class, because it is very difficult to study these topics in this particular video module. So I'll be teaching about the rest part of molecular genetics when we meet in the classroom. From the next class onwards, I'm going to start with reproduction in organisms. So all of you, thank you a lot. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. God bless you all.